What is up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Luke Dawkins01 YouTube channel. I am Luke. Today I have something planned that I've been looking forward to for a while. I'm going to be taking some of the worst takes ever from some of my TikTok comments. So let's jump into it. This one's going to be a lot of fun. So before we jump into this, I want to preface this with this fact here. When it comes to something like the superhero genre, which does involve, of course, a lot of fights, a lot of epic moments, and of course involves some very passionate fans who are very passionate about their characters, there are going to be differing opinions. I'm fully aware of that. I have had my share of differing opinions. I've even had opinions that now that I look back on them since they have been recorded and posted on social media, I even disagree with them now. You know, I think things like that are constantly evolving and changing, especially as we get new runs of heroes coming out where they, of course, hit new limits that they haven't been to before. That being said, the respect that I have for people and their opinions is often not reciprocated back towards me. The people that comment in my comment section sometimes are so passionately incorrect about a lot of things, and sometimes it just genuinely makes me laugh. So when I'm going over this, I am going to give them the respect, I guess you could say, and maybe even protecting myself because I don't know quite how the legal system works. I'm merely going to be showing the comment. I'm not showing the username, not anything like that, just to make sure that person is protected from people potentially calling them the biggest idiot on the planet. So one of the worst takes that I have seen is actually a very recent one. It came out this week when I was comparing and contrasting a bunch of different heavy hitters, I guess you could say, in the more traditional sense in terms of like raw power, physical power. And this one was very funny because here's the thing that a lot of people do with their beloved characters. People hyperfixate on the characters that they really like, and because of that, they jump into this really weird realm where just because they like them in whatever source of media they're from, for some reason they assume that they're just the top dog, right? So the comment that I'm talking about is stating that Mr. Incredible from the Pixar movies can beat this entire list of people that I have over here, bar the Juggernaut. This person is saying that Mr. Incredible is capable of defeating every single character on this list except for the Juggernaut. I do appreciate the fact that this person, even though they are drastically overvaluing Mr. Incredible, at least they didn't go as far as to say that he could beat the Juggernaut. Here is the truth about Mr. Incredible. He is impressive. He is very, very strong. In his world. In his world, he's the top dog of strength. There's not many that can compete with him or even come close to his level. You take Mr. Incredible, you drop him over to a different Disney, and all of a sudden he's in the Marvel Universe. He is no longer the top dog. He's not even the top 50 dog anymore. His strength just simply is not there. Some of his most impressive feats from the movie, he was able to stop a train, which was pretty sick with visible strain on his body, which does certainly put him at or above Spider-Man levels of strength, immediately based off of that feat alone. After that, a bunch of people would claim, he was working out with those trains, like a train on each arm. These are impressive feats, but they are not impressive in the Marvel Universe. I'm not going to go through every single character that popped up on that list just because I don't have time for that. So I'm going to pick essentially the top two fan favorites from that. We're going to compare him directly to Colossus and the Thing. So with Colossus, in terms of physical feats, we could talk about him tearing through steel and tanks like they're nothing. But honestly, some of his best feats of strength actually come in comparison to other characters. A character like Gladiator, who is thought to be around or at Superman levels of strength. He is a Superman-esque character in the Marvel Universe. Colossus went toe-to-toe with him for a while. He traded blows with him. Similarly, he also wrestled the Hulk in the Secret Wars storyline, and the Hulk, of course, is probably Marvel's #1 physical heavy hitter. He's up there with guys like Thor. So automatically that does show that Colossus has a good bit of strength and combat experience to him as well. Colossus is no joke when it comes to combat prowess coupled with his physical strength. And then another feat of strength in comparison to other Marvel characters is a feat that not many people have been able to do, and Colossus was able to actually stagger the Juggernaut with a punch. Like I said, many of Colossus's feats kind of put him in comparing and contrasting him against other characters that he has fought, but just him going up against Juggernaut, Hulk, and Gladiator automatically put him in a different category than Mr. Incredible altogether. Mr. Incredible might be able to fight him for a second, but Colossus will quickly overwhelm him. And truthfully, Colossus is not even the top 3 guy on this list. So that's where we already are. So with that being said, let's now move on to the Thing.
It's clobbering time!
Who is consistently regarded as probably like a top 10 physical strength only kind of a hero. He's very strong, and over the course of multiple decades of his storyline increasing, he has only continued to get stronger and stronger and stronger. I mean, you look at him and the fact that he constantly and consistently goes toe-to-toe with the Hulk. Yes, he may lose more than he wins or even draws, but the fact that he is able to put up prolonged fights and sometimes win or sometimes draw with the Incredible Hulk is impressive nonetheless. In my opinion, that already puts him above Mr. Incredible by a large margin, but I'll list one more feat. Hercules, the god of strength in the Marvel Universe and one of the physically strongest characters in the entire comic run, the Thing knocked him out in one punch. I want to be as crystal clear on this as possible. Hercules would decimate Mr. Incredible. It would not be close. If I had to allocate physical strength to each of these characters, obviously the Thing would be first with probably well over 100 tons of strength at his disposal. Colossus probably not too far beneath him, 70 to 80 tons of normal consistent strength. Mr. Incredible's more along like the 50, 40, maybe even somewhere along the 25 range. If I had to compare Mr. Incredible's strength to Marvel characters, we're looking at people like Iron Man, Spider-Man, She-Hulk, characters that are strong, but definitely not along the same lines as Colossus and the Thing. So no, this is a egregious and very confidently spoken opinion, but no, Mr. Incredible does not solo this entire list. The next character we're going to be talking about is one that I actually have on 2 egregious opinions here, and that is going to be none other than Dr. Doom.
Hey, honey bunnies.
Anytime a character jumps into the limelight or becomes immensely popular because of something like mainstream media, people immediately jump to that person as being at the tip-top scales of power. Dr. Doom, of course, with the fascination around him because of Robert Downey Jr. and his little cameo in Fantastic Four: The First Steps. I apologize if that was a spoiler. The movie's been out for a second. Come on, guys, go watch it. Because of things like that, and also him being a rather iconic, probably a top 5 at the bare minimum Marvel supervillain, many people have that sense of love for him that perhaps does cloud their judgment. The take that I'm talking about here with Dr. Doom is that he is over, and these are all base versions of these characters, base Dr. Doom is over base Thanos and base Galactus. The thing about Dr. Doom that not many people take into consideration is that he should be given the same treatment that Batman is given. Now, before you lose your mind about that, I'm in no way comparing his power level to Batman. He is far superior in terms of strength and abilities to the Dark Knight. I'm not making that comparison whatsoever. The comparison that I am making is that the thing that makes Doom so formidable, on top of his physical and magical strengths, is his intelligence. It's his prep time. If you give Dr. Doom prep time, he's awesome. However, in many of my videos, I do not award prep time to any character for that exact reason. I always do head-to-head random encounters. That being said, Dr. Doom is not near the level of Thanos, and he is certainly not near the level of Galactus. I don't know what the recent disrespect towards Thanos has been. Maybe it's because of Marvel. I guess once a supervillain gets defeated on the big screen, people immediately begin to underrate him. It also could be due to What If killing him in every single storyline. But to be fair, they also killed Iron Man in every single storyline, and he hasn't gotten quite the same treatment. So I don't know what the deal is, but Thanos easily ranks above Doctor Doom, base versions of each character, by a mile. He outclasses him by miles in terms of physical strength. He's easily over class 100 strength, Thanos is. Thanos has went toe-to-toe with and defeated characters who actually had a random encounter fight with Doctor Doom and defeated him. Hulk has defeated Doctor Doom in a random encounter, Thor has defeated Doctor Doom in a random encounter, and Thanos has defeated both of those characters in a random encounter, even at the same time. And then to take things an additional step, to think that Doctor Doom can defeat Galactus in a random encounter, with no prep time, base versions of each character, even a hungry, starving Galactus, is insane. Galactus is quite literally a cosmic giant. He is multiple superheroes level threat. He exists, I saw someone put it this way, I forget who it was, but they were explaining Galactus. He's essentially a power scaling device. If you want to introduce an insanely high level character that is a threat to the universe, you kind of in some ways put him in comparison to Galactus. Galactus is essentially a standard setter. He is immensely powerful. He's so powerful, he literally makes his own heralds. Galactus consistently destroys planets and eats them on a regular basis. I understand why you have this take, because obviously you love Doctor Doom, obviously you have been caught up in the recent mania about him, but this is just a bad take. Thanos and Galactus are both over base Doom. The next egregious take that I'll be covering, again, does relate to Doctor Doom. I'm going to preface this one with this. In TikTok comments, sometimes when I see something like this, I hope and pray that someone's not being genuine. I hope and pray that this person is just messing around, or that this is even a rage bait. Truthfully, as a normal human being, I don't really understand the concept of rage baiting. I don't know why you would choose to look like an idiot in a public forum just to make other people mad. But okay, so I do genuinely hope that this one is a rage bait. I really, really hope so. Because this person said in one of my King of the Hill videos that Doctor Doom would beat Lucifer Morningstar.
Oh, no.
Lucifer Morningstar is literally a top 5, maybe even top 3, give or take, being in the DC universe. There are literally the amount of people that can be consistently put above him, I can count on one hand. Lucifer Morningstar is literally capable of creating entire universes. Low diff. It's not that tough for him to do. He literally has a fundamental control over the very fabric of reality. He is insane. He is the son of, essentially, the Presence. DC's literal god. It goes the Presence, Lucifer, Michael, Elaine Belloc. So, Doctor Doom, it's not even a fight. Doctor Doom doesn't even have a chance to show up. Morningstar wipes his disfigured face off of the very fabric of reality. Like I said, I genuinely hope this one was a rage bait. But if it's not, like I said, I'm not going to put your name out there. But go to therapy, seek help. I don't know what's going on here. And the last bad take that I'm going to be covering today, I feel like it kind of encapsulates perfectly what I have been talking about so far, in that someone just hyperfixates on a character, begins to love them, and then for some reason, because of that, they just become so insanely infatuated with them that in their minds they can do no wrong and they can lose to literally no one. And what's funny about this take is on this specific video in which this one was commented on, this was not a rare sight to see. I'd say probably 30% of the comment section was saying this. So because of that fact, I know that many of you out there believe this one. And this one is a genuinely stupid take. Like I said, I respect people's opinion more than most. I may not like them, but you know what? It's your opinion. I'm going to roll with it. If I don't like it, I'll just look the other way, kind of a thing, you know? Especially when it comes to something like this, because like I said, there's so many diverse opinions on this subject matter. But this one's genuinely stupid. This person said that Rick Sanchez, low diffs. That's the most egregious part about this entire statement. Low diffs Superman. Superman himself needs no introduction. He is basically the superhero standard. He is the one that people constantly compare other people to. Characters like Gladiator, Thor, Sentry. If you're power scaling them or talking about them in any sort of combat scenario, Superman's name is going to be brought up. Wanda fans out there, Wally West fans out there, I'm sure you have heard your character get brought up in the same sentence as Superman. Superman is the standard for superheroes. He has more abilities than I care to list at the moment, along with insane strength, insane durability, flight, and being crazy fast. A top 10 DC character in terms of speed, probably even would be in the top 10 to 15 range if you were to combine both of Marvel and DC speedsters. I do not want to undervalue Rick Sanchez. Rick Sanchez's greatest trait, much like a Batman or a Doctor Doom, who I've discussed much in this video, is his intelligence. It's his prep time. It's his creation of tech and all of his wonderful devices that do so many amazing things and make for some really good storytelling. Brother, I've already set the standard. I compare superheroes or any characters really in a direct head-to-head random encounter confrontation. That is the standard in which I compare them because that is the most consistent. I don't bring things like prep time in. In a random encounter, Rick Sanchez having no idea who Superman is, Superman have no idea who Rick Sanchez is, Superman literally negative diffs him. It's not a fight. And I want to be so crystal clear, and I hope that you hear my heart coming through this camera lens right now. Superman negative diffs him. It is not a problem. The fight does not last longer than 2 seconds. It's done. It's over with. Boom, boom, pow. Rick's dead. The only situation in which Rick stands a chance is if Rick has multiple weeks of prep time, coupled with the fact that Rick would somehow need to learn and utilize kryptonite or red sun radiation. If he does not have at least one of these two things, when he comes to face Superman in a prep time encounter, he still gets steamrolled. Those are the only methods in which he would be able to fight Superman, and with no knowledge of Superman, it would take him a second to figure that out. So no, Rick Sanchez does not low diff Superman. Superman no diffs Rick Sanchez. Alright guys, if I had more time, and honestly I just didn't want to make this video multiple hours long, I could probably go through many of my TikTok videos and find just as, if not dramatically more egregious comments, but I'm just going to keep it to these 4 at the moment. You guys, feel free to leave me more egregious opinions in the comment section. I will literally just jump on them and screenshot them and make videos about them. Let me know what you think about my takes on these opinions. If you disagree, hopefully not. Or if you agree with me, hopefully. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.